What's up? I'm Cloud9er, and you can be one too. Mature rated content's likely to occur here on my channel. With that, that's a disclaimer. Disclaimed for anyone that needs disclaiming from the disclaiming. Alright, so let's move on. You're probably thinking, what does that even mean, your title? And that's an excellent question. I'm willing to break that down, but first, if you're 21 plus, 420 empowered, let's get our thinking caps on. Let's broaden our perspectives. Remember, 21 plus, 420 empowered. You know what? I also want to mention this before we get started. I noticed on my analytics page that 92% of people who watch or view or check out my shit, whether it's to dislike it or like it or just to take a peek, 92% of you who are my success are not subscribed. I feel bad I have to even ask this, but if you like anything that I do, from my MC raps, my debates, political talk, human rights activist, you know, that's what I am. That's the Cloud9er movement. I know it's very small, but there's 40 again. That's a positive. Shout out to the 40. The goal is 100. I said when I get to 100, I'm going to send everyone out some shit off of my, I don't get donations, so it will come off of my own sweat and hard work. But I don't have 100 yet. And when I get my, you know, my 100,000 subscriber plaque, I'll reveal my face to the community and talk to you directly. Until then, this is how we do it. And obviously the content will grow as I obviously invest more money into better production equipment. I need a Elgato, and then I need the mic from El, and then I'll be all right. But it's like $1,000 I don't have. I'm still paying off my PC. It's getting down there. I owe like $600 on it. It was like $5,000 setup I got for about 27. I guess also I want to emphasize that you got to be 21 plus. You know what I mean? To partake. Or if you don't smoke, then drink. That's your. I personally don't drink at all. So, and maybe like once or twice a year. Alcohol is not my forte. Now, if the homie's like, "Yo, come kick it," and you're not driving anywhere, and put your keys up, you could kick it, crash here or something, and it's a, you know, his birthday, then yeah. You know what I mean? I'll even spark a stogie if I'm hammered. You know, I'm a friendly drunk, but I don't drink because it's just, I don't know, it's not my thing. I'm herbal with that green tea, green tree. You're like, bro, you're just smoking on your mic. Well, I gave a disclaimer. And, you know, other people have beers or drink wine, so this is, where I'm from, California, it's just legal. You know what I mean? But the federal government, well, the federal government says lots of shit's illegal, you know? They say without on your muffler to have the gaffle on it, shock resistor, you take that shit off, it sounds extra loud and clean, but they tell you that's legal too. It's bad for the environment, so it's just whatever, it's regulations. The point is, actually, the federal government's calmed down a lot, I would say, on weed, because California, despite being a shithole, you know, they have realized that weed is not, you know, and you gotta be 21, so hence 21 plus, 420 empowered. I was watching this guy on YouTube called Salty Cracker. I watch him because I believe his mind is enlightened. I believe he understands more than he should when I hear him speak, and what he speaks on and the context in which he speaks volume to me. Same with Officer Tantum. He's an ex-cop. I don't even like cops really at all, but he's a cop that I feel. Another dude, you know, that's a YouTuber, his name is The Amazing Lucas. I haven't laughed in so long, and he was making fun of a manga person. And I'd say I side with the Republic more, but I don't take sides, so I'm just going to have to say that the Republic's dirty, and the left Democrat elephant donkey in the room is a full house table full of shit, is my honest opinion. And this is how we're going to lead into the conversation. Social media is definitely a construct to manipulate, contort, use, and benefit the one who holds the keys. whoever you are, if you're Zuckerberg or I think the CEO of YouTube is Karen, I have been on a good amount of platforms, you know, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, all 3 online services for gaming. I'm just saying that I've had a broad experience, you know. And for me, you got to ask yourself, what does the platform do for you? Facebook is outdated. It's like MySpace back in the day. You know, Facebook came out and goodbye MySpace, but MySpace still floats, I guess. Facebook I use to back up my gacha games. I use it as a safe hub to store data as cloud data. Now, you know, that's what I use Facebook for. When I change phones or something or upgrade, I re-log into my shit off of my Facebook. That's what I do. And that way I know as long as I have this, and this, I can always get back into my gacha game to put countless, endless money into. Then you have, like, obviously for social media, like selfies, and you got your thoughts and your simp works, and you got your trolls, right? You have your, like, I would argue the internet has its own individual culture, subclasses, or type of personas. And in my opinion, the worst are trolls, simps, and thoughts because of how they go about their business on there. So you're saying, well, where are you coming from, Cloud? What are you trying to say? Well, when I was on Twitch, I did okay, but because I have big tits and a beautiful Machiavelli face, and doing some sexy stretches, you know, because I can, I'm not going to make it on Twitch. I'm going to be outclassed by horny little nerds, and that's just the way it is. But then you have the possibility. We're just going to talk for a second before we game. Then you have the possibility, how can I utilize the internet for what I want to achieve? And that's really where it came to content creation, and this is where I'm getting into YouTube now. I had to think about what they have to offer as platforms. Facebook I use as mass storage hub for gacha games. I don't really go on there besides that. I don't care, I don't have any friends, and I don't give a fuck. But it serves a purpose for me without paying a fee. And for that, Facebook, thank you. Besides that, you know, you take sides, and you a platform that, you know, isn't fair or equal, and that's unfortunate. Next, we're going to go to Twitter. I made 2 accounts. I made my first account. I surrounded myself with positive people, and I found them, but then I found the people that suck. Then I made a second account, and I went during the time of the Donald Trump manga, Biden, and conspiracy and all that. I said as much shit as I could get away with to push the limits of social media on my bunk account, and then everyone I accumulated while promoting my rap music, I brought to my main account while testing out the internet. Yes, I made a fucking secondary account after my primary, then merged the piles of people for the most part. I had like 200 on the old, but then I had roughly all of them on the second side. I should have had close to 400, but not everyone came back, and that's the way it is. People are going around the internet. One guy tried to compile me into a list, he told me. I was like, that sounds dangerous. And he's like, well, I read your tweet wrong. I said, exactly, your perspective from a fucking typed internet, without even talking to me, you judged me on a wholesome value through the social media and said I was on a list. That startled me, that you would associate my digital data with some hidden list that I am not even aware of. Creepy, and I took photos of that, and I have all that, so I know exactly who it is. And the weird thing is, if I blocked him, he came right back. So you knew he had more power than the average person. Because he did it twice, and I pointed that out on Twitter. The next thing is this. Twitter is biased to a degree. There are other people on how they worded stuff that was poor, got them banned quicker, but if you worded things carefully, they slid past everyone because they didn't really trip because of how it was worded. I'm noticing that what you say and how it's said is going to be the end determination. If you're just blunt, like they need to go or some shit, or fuck you whore or some crazy stuff, the odds are that the internet will go out of their way to pick you off, to subdue you, to not have a place in the verbal world of the digital era. That's what I've noticed when I got my first or my second account banned and merged everyone to my primary. I tested the water. Twitter is sort of fair. I hear a lot of people saying, well, Twitter this and Twitter that. To be fair, Twitter has let me on my secondary account get away with some slanderous shit and some pictures and some proof of like things that probably Joe Budden wouldn't want me to do right now, but they did, and it never got me in trouble. But when I worded things on a harsh, direct, specific scale without generalization, I noticed that I was targeted, and I was put on timeout or removed finally. When I called Kamala Harris a lot of poor things directly, that's when I knew that that's as far as it could go. And I tested it by getting blocked the first time. So I confirmed it, burned my second account to focus on what will let me live in the primary. See, they were busy testing us while I was testing social media while they tried to test us. You got to mold the mold. It's not a big deal to me. So social media versus social strife. Social strife is derived, I believe, now. Keyword now from social media. Social media paints this image of what is beautiful. They use Kim Kardashian, I think, was the big head poster for what girls should achieve. Fat asses, huge tits, and beautiful faces. And be slutty as fuck. Well, Kim Kardashian only got famous because before YouTube had censor, Ray J put a big slammer and a thumper on a boat. And that boat was real big. Too big for two big things, an ass and a cock. And these two things collided. Well, that boat rocked in the ocean. And Ray J was a pimp about it. He said, you know what, this trick whore, I'm going to fucking throw her on the internet. Look at this slut. And he did. And like free porn, he got publicity for pounding this fine ass bitch on a boat with his big ass Ron Jeremy slammer. And that's how Kardashian got famous. Plus her father is the one that got OJ off. So the Kardashian name is not well known for positive social construct. I would argue negative. Their brand is filled full of slut hoe and inconvenient fucking getting off with murder. Everybody knows OJ did it. I remember being a kid and hearing my parents getting salty and bitter about all that. And you know what's really funny about it? It's when you look at the evidence, like the glove didn't fit, but it probably shrunk over time. Or you know, leather has the ability to shrink and change shape and form. OJ has big ass hands, it doesn't mean he's the one that directly pulled or did. And that's what I think. I think he had someone else involved. He took the primary focus because he was famous, and the other person just slid in the shadows. And they both got off because murder is hard to prove without proper evidence. I mean, I'm no cop or detective, but you know, when I remember hearing the case, it didn't sound like someone else was involved, and he was definitely there for it because obviously she was buried, you know. And people got to look at that. I mean, just come on, like, oh, I didn't even know that happened. I'm a famous football player, and I don't know how this happened. So it's whatever. It's cool. So you can argue that these are bad images of social strife leaking into social media, and that is what they're trying to do. Is get a bunch of weird negative shit all in one place, and then they want to see the average of good versus evil. This is what I believe is going on, and then they're going to silence the ones with common sense, such as myself. This brings me to YouTube. YouTube, you sweet Karen. They made Karen a joke because they said that the CEO's name is Karen of YouTube, I believe. Karen, you let me talk about things that I feel like I have to be quiet about inside of myself. You give me a place where I can make my MC raps. Whether society loves them or hates them, it's irrelevant because I'm going to put them out. I know they're good. Some people will just hate on it because they're good to try and not let it hit the algorithm. And I realize that now by reading analytics. But it's unfortunate because social media is built up of people who have succeeded in the platform, and then there's the ones that want to try and destroy it. Pokimane is probably one of the worst YouTubers in my opinion. Like I said, you know, she brings that unfortunate thought business to some territory over here on YouTube, and that's a shame. What else? The government knows that the internet is powerful, but it's unregulated. They've been saying that for years. What's happened, like Wall Street, is that unregulated territory is being consumed by the consumer, and they're afraid because the market's being swept and the power is being taken from underneath their feet while they're still sitting in their chairs feeling powerful. They're scared of that, and that's why they're trying to sign executive orders like you go through tampons on a heavy cycle, because they have to try and stop what we're figuring out. And they can't do that without shutting off the internet. And if they shut off the fucking internet, they have been changing facts on Wikipedia. I've been taking pictures of the before and after, making a collage of the information that existed things that they have changed. Like Joe Biden was not at that dude's eulogy, but Joe Biden definitely was at 2 Grand Wizards eulogies that were a part of our Senate, where Joe Biden in 1985 was like, N-word this, N-word that. It's a fact. But they say he wasn't there, but if you click on it and read it, you're going to see him giving a eulogy for Grand Wizards from the KKK. Remember, that's our president. You guys, I didn't vote. My wife voted for Trump, and guess what? Her vote disappeared. You can go look at the record. She physically went and voted, and it probably got thrown out because California didn't give a shit. They already decided who was going to win Cali. So, and that's unfortunate. Newport's not too far where I'm at. You know, that huge stretch was only like an hour and a half away from where I'm at. And I was like, dude, I'm surprisingly for a Democratic state, I'm really shocked at how many people are looking like they care about him. And then somehow he just endlessly loses. It's possible that they're not lying. I have considered that the Democrats did pull it in. If America is exactly divided, then the war of heaven and hell, you can argue, is perfectly balanced right now for battle. But then there's the dead people voting and all that shit. And you have to, you know, all the facts. This is the facts. Joe Biden says respect science. Black and white's not a color, but black lives matter. So when you say black lives matter, what you're saying is black and white lives matter because we a negative shade. We the same. We are not the same. Okay, that's why the whites also slaved the whites. When blacks were being slaved, yes, there weren't as many white slaves because there weren't as many Irish coming over here to get slaved. Because they notice their people probably never write them back when they come here to the new land. People, Chinese, you name it. You came here, you weren't a part of the big boom when you were busy taking over the Indians, you know. My ancestors were the Lakota. Lakota was the last tribe to stand against, I believe it was Mr. Mustard that had their chief locked up. The treaty for the Indians' existence today, I think, was drafted by the final frontier of the Lakota tribe. The Lakota not only fought the white man, but it fought every other tribe at the same time and always won. The Lakota is the strongest of tribes, in my opinion, no offense, because they're the most resilient. And being a quarter Lakota, basically, makes me feel very, you know, people say they're entitled to reparations. The Lakota have, the Indians of America have $1 billion reparations. They won't accept it. They're too proud. They want their land back. That's right. Keep the money. Give us what's ours, the people. Give us tax revenue on an annual. But the government doesn't want to do that because the annual will make more money over time. They don't want to share the percent. It's just an endless greed. And the Blackwater Treaty was broke twice. Imagine if the slave treaty was broke twice for African Americans. But the Lakota suffered and the Indians of the Old West did. The Blackwater Treaty was broke not once but twice. Look it up. Indians predate African American colonization of the railroad in the West and slavery. So true slaves of America, I'd argue, were fucking Pocahontas, the John Smith. This is what I mean, like they don't want to share these facts, but YouTube, you give me an opportunity to share this history with the world, and this isn't, there's no benefit. I'm not getting donations, so it's hard for YouTube to be like, well, he's not monetizing off of his content. So you might ask yourself, well, what are you even on here for, bro? Well, look, I'm good at video games, and people like good gamers. I've been gaming for a long ass time, so I game. I have some talents, you know, I can MC rap. It's a very rare gift. There aren't many real MCs left. There are freestylists, there's lyricists, and there are rappers. Okay? I am none of those things. I am an MC Master of Ceremonies. I have a very rare gift, and I can just rap about anything. At any time, to basically anything, anywhere, about anyone, at any time. It's amazing. And since I'm a philosopher, I have the knowledge of the thesaurus and the Webster's Dictionary, so I'm pretty smart. That's why when these fuckers try to troll me and call me names and stuff, they don't realize I was like 10 steps ahead of them. I knew there would be problems. And if I know there's problems, I prep to take a few photos of how they act and then just slap it in the caption and there's your fucking proof. You know, at this time I noticed the son of a bitches didn't come back and harass me, you know. I have noticed people are putting poor content is the word I'll use on my comment section. Look, all I do is report you. You want to put weird pornographic links and shit in my comment section? I'm going to report you, find your account, and actually take the time and personally block you. Like you could make 1 million accounts, but I have just as much time as you do to ruin the same account you just made. If you want to waste your life doing that, I have to invest the time for my community to remove that content. You go way back to my Kingdom Hearts videos, way back when, and it will tell you that I want to be like a Howard Stern. I'm okay with controversy, but I'm not going to allow poor, negative shit in my comments because I'm just going to remove it. I don't care what the controversy is behind it. If you're saying stuff like calling me a racist, bro, calling me a racist, if you were in front of me, called me a racist, I'd beat the shit out of you. You're like, that proves you're a racist. No. It proves I'm a man that's not going to suck up shit from someone who's a racist. Oh, exactly. Anyone that goes out of their way to specifically judge another directly without even taking the time of a decent conversation, you are judging, you have the issue, you are the racist in my eyes. This is what I mean by social strife. Now we're going to get back on that. A lot of motherfuckers are in social strife. With the pandemic, the government world control order, the doing, prophecy, all sorts of shit taking place. And we are experiencing an oppressive form. And the Hispanics, I have to go back to them, and they know this. A lot of them that flee their... You know why Joe Biden's going to open up the fucking gates to America? Because everyone's going to become a slave. And it doesn't fucking matter where you are in one world order. He doesn't give a shit that they won't have jobs. He doesn't give a shit that he costs people just as many jobs all over the country. He doesn't care about the small business. In fact, it's not just Joe Biden, our president. It's all of them. All of them. It's like easy to see. There's like a handful of them that seem decent. If we took that handful, like when Black Lives Matter is like, you know, defund the police, I argue we refund the police, but eliminate everyone that has a poor history. You go through every department and everyone who's done poor and say, your days are done as an officer, and give the community a fresh start with diversity, and put more African American cops in place. You're like, why? And this is why, and I'll tell you. Because that way, not only are they on some training issue, but African Americans know the streets. So they may approach people. I feel, you're like, that's kind of biased to say. No, African Americans have it rough. It's true. Philadelphia, Compton, you just name it. Anywhere where it's priority cultured African American. And when they say they feel isolated, just look at the statistics. There really is kind of a... You know what I mean? A push to certain areas of the land. Why do you think California divided itself into 5 sections? I believe that culture and diversity is important. That the differences we all share should be shared and respected, not ridiculed and torn apart for perception of opinionated understanding of one's own understanding of world morals and values and virtues and etc. And this shit right here is what upsets me, because people call me racist by the color of my skin, but then they'll cry about a history and not even consider the history that came before the African American history of the railroad and all that. You know, Abraham Lincoln did free the slaves, and guess who did it before that? George Washington. He was my great-great-grandpa, and I was sad to find out he owned slaves. And out loud, as a mortal man, without him here, if he's in heaven or hell, I let him know it's not okay. But he did on his deathbed. He knew it was wrong. The government wouldn't allow a different way. So he was forced to own slaves in a way, but he treated them very well, from what I read. And on top of that, he actually gave them all away, because in his deathbed, he requested, as our first president, it was the only way to truly free slaves before Abraham Lincoln, is that motherfucker had to die and put it in his will that they would inherit the freedom, and they were some of the first free slaves. It was from George Washington, and I believe Abraham Lincoln took note of the first president's kindness and decided that this was wrong, and decided to fight as the republic to change. That's why they killed Abraham Lincoln, because they can't have that type of change. JFK too, in my opinion, they whacked him. Donald Trump had to be removed. They can't just kill him like that. Too many cameras. So now they use the digital. We're back to the social media, by taking our social strife and manipulating us through, I believe, narrative and content. And both sides played it, you know. They always said, release the Kraken, you're waiting for manga to drop this bombshell of evidence. They dropped some, but if you were so worried about the country, you should have gave us all of it for free. No matter what the platforms thought, it would have been important for us, I believe, as a country, to see what you've collected for free. If you care, you were the President Trump, you had the opportunity to share it all, but you guys didn't. You kept it, and you're working silently. That's not fair, in my opinion, either. See, there's just things that Trump did I'm not happy with. He dissed Elizabeth Gresenberg. That's a young female who's trying to change the world. I believe in changing the world. So when I see shit like that, it upsets me. Like, Trump, just let her change. The earth is a living being. Mother Gaia is breathing. She's crying. She's suffering. And when she feels it's time, she will remove the infestation that bleeds her dry. And I believe that those who love Gaia will survive, like Gresenberg. People who think about Mother Gaia and life and ants and, oh, hey, that snail's on the concrete on a summer's day. I think I'll help it out instead of crush it, right? What if a giant came up in Niflheim and just crushed your punk ass like back in the days of Noah? How would you feel if you were an ant to a man's foot? You know, you just got to think about these things because, you know, the Quran teaches it well, I would say. It teaches it mighty well. I respect the Quran, and yes, of course I've read it. I was honored to have a copy. I borrowed it till it was finished, but I had to return it to its original owner because the owners aren't supposed to share it. They said that I was unique, and because I was enlightened. His name was Cosmos, was his nickname. I believe that we're at a defining point as a conscious living being, that if we don't make the right decisions collectively, something's catastrophic is going to happen to us all as a lesson to be learned. And those who understand it, such as myself, I'm going to put myself in there. Am I perfect? Fuck no. I am so far from perfect, but I believe that I'm so consciously consciously adept and adapt to the world, that the world and mass consciousness looks at that and they say, well, this dude fucks up, but he generally tries to do, he's not making money off this knowledge. If you have it to give us the way. That's what the Bible says. I'm not a Christian, so I'm going to give this shit away because I believe in free trade, and that this is me trading my knowledge to those who are willing to listen and those who, you know, challenge it on the internet. Start reading, get involved. I would have preferred Trump to win because I think he's the lesser of two evils. Keyword lesser, but honestly I didn't want either one of them. Our third candidate was removed, and he seemed like a great idea. It's always like that. It's always like the little man. He has the best ideas. Trump was the little man, but I believe that because he's a big man now, the little man wasn't seen, and he was overlapped by the bullshit that had to happen to make sure Trump didn't win as the big little man this time. I do believe our government goes out of their way to manipulate shit. That's why sometimes you look something up on your phone, you know, like, oh, Nike shoes, and before you know it, you got an ad that says, oh, I got some Nikes for you here, fucking discounted, or here on eBay, Nikes, or some bullshit. You know, that's because it is calculating your data, and it is getting to know you, and it's becoming self-aware to a degree, meshed with your own personification of what you do or do not like. Same as YouTube. The algorithm just kind of fucking, you know, puts you in with a category. Tsukunomi is a rapper on the rise, and he told me about algorithm and presets and shit like that to ensure that you can control who or what and when and why with a base value of this is what I want. And this is what I like. Hold on, I gotta get some water. I'll be right back. So my honest opinion is this. I believe the core values of our humanity are being manipulated through social strife, using social media as a construct to sway the perception of the masses. That's what I believe. I don't feel YouTube does that. I know people say YouTube's biased and stuff, but I am going to stick up for YouTube. I'm not going to speak from the masses perspective. I don't do that. I don't roll with no one. I've been alone with a tough life a long time. So what I'm going to tell you is that I'm going to judge everything from my angle, my perspective. And in this case, my perspective is this. What you use the platform is what you're going to get out of it. I've met people like Crooked. Crooked, he's like a famous rapper, I think. King Crooked or whatever. Anyways, Crooked took the time to go on YouTube and help the little guy like me when it comes to making music and what to do and when to do it and how to go about it. I feel, as a man, that, I don't know his age, but as a man, that takes a lot of guts because you're going against what everyone else is doing, and what he did is he put himself on notice. He says, I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but I feel this is the right thing to do to help people like old Free Lip Kamikaze right here, aka Cloud91 Game. This is the this is what I mean on how social media can be positive. I'm using Twitter to push advertisement for my streams, helps bring the gamers here, and gamers usually like music. I also offer MC raps. I also do live debates. Now, we haven't had any good live debates because I have a small-ass punk community. Not that you punks. I respect you for it. I'm just speaking like a construction worker. I believe wholesomely that in time, if I remain consistent through analytics accordingly, I have a 92 to 94, and my age group is perfect. It's basically 21 plus. That's what I advertise. That's because I believe at 21 you have some sort of sense of the world, and you know, people that smoke weed are fundamentalists. Like fundamentalists, really, all of them? Yep. They may be lazy, they may be slow, they may be a lot of things, but I believe they're fundamentally fundamentalists. You might be asking yourself, how? A stoner is so chill, they have no reason to tell you anything but what is up. Most of the time, if you have weed and you meet someone you've never met before and you smoke with them, and they're like, damn, yeah, I didn't really have that much, I'm sorry. And you have more, often the whole giveth away thing that God wants, the stoners will do and bust out their weed and be like, here, take a little bit of tree. Be on your way, Conjent. And most times they'll be like, oh, are you serious, dude? Because I don't know, payday or some shit, you know, or shit's just been tired. And then you just think to yourself, well, shit's been tight too, but you know, I have more right now. I can always, you know, figure it out. Maybe down the road I'll get, you know, some shit for free. Who knows? Just like this guy. I don't think about it when I do a kind deed. If you think about it, you probably shouldn't do it because you hesitated doing kindness. And in fact, if I feel like I may be hesitant to want to do a kind deed, I will not do it at all. Because it's going against the grain of my core values as a human being and as a man. You know, all man's virtue and endless such and such. I feel bad for America because I feel like we could be so much better, but we're becoming so much worse than we should be because people suck so bad. Oh my gosh, they suck. They're still good people, they just do know the way, me brother. I know the fucking way. I'm having a hard time getting there myself, if you want me to be fair, but it's, you know, it's life. Excuse me. seed waster. Oh, Mr. Potato Head, nice. This guy's good. Oh. Mr. Potato Head, you gotta get to him. Me and Potato Head together should go win. Ha! Feels like it's me and Potato Head. Potato Head hasn't realized it yet. Fucking OP. Alright, here we go. Damn! I think my team's just out of unison. If Mr. Potato Head would just work with me and not against me. I still haven't found out who he is. Is he Anakin or is he...
I'm fine on it. Thanks. I think you're welcome.
That level 5 is getting all the points, they're sort of just running in to die, which is pretty dumb.
You look like a mess, buddy. You've seen me worse. I feel the battle's under control.
solution.
You all right?
Ooh.
Don't fight it!
No one on my team came and backed me, bro. That's lame. No wonder we're losing.
It's cooking messy.
Just throwing a grenade on. This team's fucking full of weak pussy shit.
I know what you're after. Never come. Still more. You understand?
That's how you finish it. They're like, you. I gotta choose a phone. I get the craziest fucking messages. I swear to God. Let's see here. It's hilarious. Like, I genuinely care about the better interest of all of society, everywhere around this whole globe, even Mother Earth. It's hard to keep this perspective in check, but... Oh. Look at that. What's up, Poon Thrasher 666? I thrash 666 like Poon. He gets thrashed. Look at Mr. Potato Head doesn't want to show his real weight because he knows that people will quit. That's smart. Mr. Potato Head knows. We lost because our team was full of weak garbage, except for Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, see, look at that. Level 1. That's not helping anyone. We need 1. See, that's good, Mr. Potato. Who gives a, who gives a fuck? That's how I feel. We don't have to, you know what I mean? We'll invite Killer. Let's see if he wants to join. We have 1 spot open. He could be the one that fills it. It's too late. But Mr. Potato knows as well as I do that this shit is on point. He knows that our gameplay together is probably enough to win. We just did. Well, I knew it. I know that right off the top. But he may have not realized I was max level because I didn't start as Luke. I started as Obi. But then I decided, obviously. So me and Mr. Potato Head stick together. We should be able to win every time, statistically. But if their team gameplay is better, play a pickle rate. Good finisher, Annie. Good finisher. Way to cut off that potato. What we got? This the Boba Fett's gonna try. The Poon Thrasher lives to pass me, is what I feel.
Stay low, they're coming in.
I'm Pickle Rick. Damn. Poon Thrasher tried his very fucking best to win, but all he got was a big no. He got Poon Thrashed, just like I said. Look at that. Look at that. Rising above like a cloud in 420 style. Poon Thrashing my way to victory. Although he was in the top 3. But his team lost. He got a fat L, but he didn't quit. But he got Poon Thrashed. His own name happened to him, so. And that was with the light side, so that's already pretty bad. Someone messaged me, but I always try to hit people up before I start the stream. I don't like to break up the video, so I'm left ignoring it because I'm auto farming on 7DS right now, so I'm utilizing everything. So I'm trying to get thrashed again, Poon Man. Want some more? The other guy left. What's the matter? What's wrong? I have no shame. I'll beat your ass with max levels. Look at this. Oh, look at that big ass Kylo. Poon Thrasher's not big though, yeah. Cool. Respect Poon. Respect the Poon Thrasher. He's like, well, I'm gonna stay here and battle it out. That's right. That's how you do it, Poonie. Point is, I think YouTube's alright. Back to the serious shit. I think it's an alright platform. Yo, what's up, viewer? If you're 21 plus, 420 empowered, if that's your cup of tea. I'm busy Poon Thrasher. At HVB talking deep shit. You're welcome to join the chat if you'd like. If you're the person who wants to play with me, dude, just get in the group. I don't like to break up my stream. I always try to hit people up in the very beginning of my stream, and then I don't really break my stream after that. If you're just a random, what's up? Welcome to the Cloud9 show. Alright, it's time. So we already Poon Thrashed him on the light. So it makes sense for dark side Poon Thrashing he deserves. All good, Poon Thrasher didn't go anywhere. More Poon to thrash. Here we go. For Poon and for thrashing.
Good person,
Into that. Get thrashed, bitch. Look at that scrappy ass raid. Oh. He's already dead, bro. This raid's the best they got. Ho, 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 ho. Get thrashed, bitch. Nice! that, bitch. Yeah. Perfect victory. And they rage quit. It's the best victory you could ask for. Oh man. Oh man. Dude. Dude. Shut them down. That is a perfect victory. Not only is it a salty rage quit mean dream victory, but it's a perfect victory. And they rage quit. Flawless victory. Mortal Kombat. Destroyed them. Crushed them. I knew when we were the light side how bad it was. Even Poonslayer had to salt quit. I don't blame him. Now that I know we're that good, I don't feel like I got to be at max level. Let's see if me and the Potato Head stay together. Hopefully he has time to play. It's rare to find someone with his talent, his greatness. Now I don't have to be max level. I'll leave them for Potato, knowing that I can trust him with these characters, and that he can play these if necessary. But his Kylo was like 200, mine's like a build, but my item's 3, and my boss is almost 3. I would have other maxes if I didn't play with so much different people. The goal is to keep some of the best players hidden till the very end, like Finn and Leia Organa, obviously, but she's already in the platinum zone, so BB-8's like 100. It's nothing you can do. So we will hopefully get him in. Join now, bro. Now join, Mr. Killer. This is your chance. Join. If you're watching the stream, yeah, there you are. Bam. Perfect. The odds of you getting in a match was quick because we had 2 low levels, so I knew that if you joined, it would end quickly. It did end quickly, by the way. It was a perfect double perfect victory. So I don't need Vader. I know that Killer B is good. Yeah, see. So I could be anybody I want. I just got to stick with that high level, you know, not Adam, but Killer. I think he's in the group. My friends, a little shout out to the Killer B. What's even better is I get to be the dark side again, because I got shafted. I mean, that was like a 2-minute match, that last one. That was sick, dude. I said, oh, I hate my life. Someone threw their controller for sure. They're like, God damn it. God damn it, Potato Head. But we have, Potato Heads are, oh, he left their team. Look at that. The Potato Head would not serve them. They're down to 3. Because Potato Head knew that I would crush him. I don't blame him.
Today's contest will be
Nice. Oh! It's alright, now I'll be boss. I had fun fighting him, but... Oh, and I got a kill assist. Isn't that great?
early commences.
Oh, nice. Now I'll be Palpatine. Oh.
What must be done? Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
Oh, look. Oh! Look at this. Now what happens?
Breaks that distance.
No more still. I'm glad to see your
Yes! I lured him in with gas. Tricked him. It cost me my life for that play, but still, it was funny. Oh! A little wonky, but we succeeded. A little wonky, but... Can't check the messages right now, bro. I'm sorry. getting shut down.
Alright, didn't have time to prep that bowl.
Galaxy's greatest heroes and villains. A historic game by the masters of welocme.
That warrior, he's a master of the might be more ahead. I feel the good. Wrap this up fast.
Solo hyperspace combination.
I will never join the dark side. I'm a Jedi.
Oh, damn. That's all I can say. Putting the smack down. That's how I like to play the game. It feels like the only way you can play it. Just to repeatedly beat the shit out of people, win. As long as you're a good team, it doesn't matter what level you are, you will win. If your team construct and gameplay is tight, everything's behind. For me, it doesn't really matter who I am, because I can play anybody. Especially, some of them have map advantages. This is Jakku. She'll do her boss. You know what I mean? I believe. If Boba Fett covers the sky, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, half a minute. Here we go. 321 plus, 420 empowered. Who left? Perfect timing. Let this out of the poetry. Oh my god. Alright, let's go. I'll turn on the fan on low a little bit. Because it's hella cloudy in this bitch.
When diplomatic solutions fail, basic equations
This is gonna be a tough fight. Fighting this shit smart. We gotta fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back, bro. Fall back. Fall back. Fall behind me. I knew he was gonna die. I'd run too if I was you. The reason my ass hasn't died yet and everyone else is dying because I understand what they're up to. I've seen this tactic before. That's smart, bro. I don't like the other, bro. Okay. Okay. Well. Pretty good on Han's part. It was pretty sneaky, actually. I felt that sneakiness. bad. That. Oh no. Oh, I fucked that up. This team sucks. This might be the perfect place for you. Oh, damn. It's just my team, dude. It's not my fault. Killer Bee's not even doing that well. Damn it. This is really sad, actually. Damn, yeah, this team's just poop. Oh, it's a bad way to end it. Might be the best way. Good, because my teammate who's green, he runs with the randoms more than he runs with. Nice. That's not my bad, Luke. That was a horrible game, Killer Bee. Extremely horrible. So horrible that that was my last game. Sorry. I've been playing for a while anyways. I still made the board though. Plus, I haven't had breakfast. I'm getting kind of hungry, and all I had is some coffee. Probably time to eat. Well, that's Cloud9's show. Whether you like it or not. Oh, he's probably messaging me. Where are you going? I gotta eat, bro. Sandwich time. BLT. Peace.